Hey guys, this is Illusion PODFIC, and today we're going to be reading The Right Substitution is Key by Addicted Apple. This is Chapter 8. No, absolutely not. I refuse. You have to, Tim said. Batman has already missed 2 monthly Justice League meetings. If you don't show up, they'll think something happened. Something did happen, Jason reminded him. Batman and Nightwing are missing. You should be asking the Justice League for help, not trying to trick them. For all we know, someone in the Justice League had something to do with their disappearance. Before we can rule out that possibility, we shouldn't show our hand. God, you sound just like Batman, Jason sighed. Tim looked pleased at what was very much not a compliment. I can't believe Batman has been missing, and your first instinct wasn't to have Superman out searching, Jason said. No wonder you haven't found him. Tim had said they'd already exhausted all their resources looking for Bruce and Dick, and Jason had foolishly assumed that meant the Justice League. Apparently, Tim's paranoia could put the old man to shame. He should have asked more questions about Tim's search much sooner. I asked Superboy, Tim defended. Someone who has proven I can trust him and has an equal chance of finding Batman. I also asked Impulse and Wonder Girl, because I know for certain that they had nothing to do with Batman and Nightwing disappearing. I don't know that about the Justice League. They're not my team. They're Bruce's team. And even he doesn't trust them completely. Because Bruce is a paranoid asshole. I can't believe you dragged a crime lord into this and not the Justice League. You're just one person, Tim said. Telling you was less of a risk than telling the Justice League, which is a whole organization of varying trustworthy people. Bruce wouldn't want me telling everyone he and Dick had disappeared. What if people started linking Batman's disappearance with Bruce Wayne's glandular fever? Oh, so that's what you've been telling people. Jason had never cared to ask before. We're getting sidetracked, Tim realized. The point is that you will be going to the Justice League meeting as Batman tonight. It's vital to your cover. Kid, I think you've forgotten which one of us is the Batman and which one of us is the Robin. There's no way I'm sitting through one of those pompous and boring Justice League meetings, and you just can't make me, because you are not the boss of me. Jason was sitting in the Justice League meeting dressed as Batman. Now, it may sound like Jason had folded like a soggy house of cards, but that's not what actually happened. You see, if Jason agreed to go, Tim agreed that he would actually eat his vegetables for a full week instead of pushing them around his plate for 5 minutes before putting them in the bin. And oh my god, Jason had absolutely gotten a shit deal and he was a terrible negotiator, and no one should let him try to bargain for anything ever again. Either that, or Tim was a mad genius. Probably both. The important thing here was that Jason was so bored. Do you agree, Batman? Superman finished. Jason gave a perfect imitation of Bruce's affirmative grunt. Keep us updated, he said gruffly. Just like you keep us updated on what you've been up to? Green Lantern muttered under his breath. Everyone heard it, so Batman just sent the bat glare his way, even though he was trying not to laugh. Yes, Superman said awkwardly. Do you have anything to add about your recent absences, Batman? No. Jason cackled internally at everyone's annoyed looks, but Jason was merely answering how Bruce would have. At least when Green Arrow skips meetings, he has the decency to make up an excuse, Green Lantern said, giving up all pretenses of not trying to start shit. I don't have to answer to you, Jordan. The events occupying me in Gotham are my business. Jason was starting to see why Bruce liked being a dick to Green Lantern. It was kind of fun. Green Lantern opened his mouth to reply, but Superman cut him off. I think that's everything we need to discuss. Shall we end the meeting? The meeting adjourned and the League members started making their way out. However, Superman and Wonder Woman stopped Jason before he could do the same. When the room was clear, it was just the 3 of them. Wonder Woman shut the door. You're not Batman, Superman said. Who are you? Wonder Woman stood against the door to block the exit, her arms crossed. Oh, shit. Clark, what are you talking about? Jason tried, maintaining his Batman impression. Clark and Diana twitched uncomfortably. I meant you look and sound right, Superman said, but your heartbeat is different. Oh, Jason said, pretending to relax. Tim and Jason had anticipated this. Yes. He made eye contact with the 2 super beings. The truth is, I had a severe heart attack. This is why I have been absent for the last 2 months. My heartbeat may be different because of my cardiac event. Superman instantly softened. I'm sorry to hear that. Are you fully recovered now? Mostly, Jason said shortly. Wonder Woman was not as quick to believe him. She was still tense and studying him carefully. Jason gave a bruised sigh and held out his arm. Use the lasso, Diana. Ask me who I am. This was where things got risky. This is not part of the plan Tim had come up with. However, Bruce had taught all his Robins how to work around this kind of truth compulsion, and Jason had a pretty good idea of what to say that would get the job done. Diana already seemed more relaxed after Jason had offered to submit himself to the lasso. She walked over and wrapped it once around his forearm. It glowed gold as Jason felt its compulsion fall over him. Who are you? She asked, clutching the other end. I am Batman, Jason said, because he had truly become Batman to fill in for Bruce. I'm really Wayne, he said, because legally he was still a Wayne, even if legally he was also dead. He slipped out of the lasso. Both Wonder Woman and Superman seemed completely satisfied, and Jason only felt a little bad about misleading them. Sorry for doubting you, Wonder Woman said. Don't be, Jason grunted. It's important to verify information. Jason nodded to each of them, then swept out of the room. He strode to the Zeta tube and teleported back to the Batcave. Tim and Babs had overrode the system to temporarily make him register as Batman. They designed the Watchtower's security, so it was no trouble, apparently. As soon as Jason came through the Zeta, Tim was there, getting in his face. How did you do that? Tim asked. I was watching on the cameras. You fooled the lasso? How? For the duration of Bruce's absence, I am Batman, Jason said with a shrug. I just told the truth. You said you were Wayne, Tim pointed out. My first name is Wayne, Jason lied. Tim squinted suspiciously at him. Jason smiled back innocently. That was an unnecessary risk, Tim said evenly. They could have asked you more questions. Wonder Woman is too honorable to take advantage like that, Jason said. I had it handled. More importantly, I told Alfred to give you extra vegetables for dinner tonight, and you will absolutely be eating them. I hate you, Tim deadpanned. I know, buddy. Jason watched Spoiler come out of her flip and spring back to her feet. They were doing one of their semi-regular training sessions in the Batcave. Jason was dressed as Red Hood rather than Batman because Spoiler seemed to feel more comfortable that way. Which, yikes. What the hell happened between Spoiler and Batman? Batgirl had stopped chaperoning them after the Arkham breakout, so it was just Spoiler and Red Hood in the cave today. You've got it, Jason told her. Let's take a break. He passed her a glass of water as she came over to the snack table. She beamed at him as she took the water and chugged a generous amount. She stopped wearing her mask around him only a few training sessions in, and regularly teased Jason about his refusal to remove his helmet. You want some water too, Big Red? She asked, holding out the glass with fake innocence. I'm okay, he said. Come on, she said, wiggling the glass in front of him. We've been here for an hour, and you're not even a little bit thirsty or hungry? You're really gonna stand there and tell me you don't want one of Alfred's delightful biscuits? She punctuated this by picking up a biscuit and taking a bite. I'm not taking off my helmet. I promise I'll still like you no matter how mangled your face is, she offered with a grin. I have scars too, see? Spoiler lifted a bit of her tank top to show Jason a collection of twisted scars dotting her abdomen. Without thinking, Jason snapped a hand out to catch her wrist and stop her from pulling her shirt back down. Those weren't just stray bullets or stabs. Those were the kind of scars that only came from prolonged torture, and Jason was suddenly burning with white-hot rage. Who did that to you? He asked. Her good humor melted as she took in his change in demeanor. She shifted awkwardly, pulling at her wrist. Jason released her and stepped away, internally berating himself. Spoiler tucked her shirt back down and crossed her arms. She looked cagey. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, he said. I'm sorry for grabbing you. She didn't say anything, so he pushed the plate of biscuits towards her, hoping he hadn't fucked everything up. It was Black Mask, Spoiler answered abruptly. Batman fired me from Robin. He said I was too disobedient, and I was trying to prove, that I was worthy, I guess. I stole one of Batman's plans and tried to enact it, but everything went to shit. A gang war started, and Black Mask was pissed. He caught me. He tried to get information out of me. I eventually escaped, but, well, I almost died. Or I did die for a few moments, depending on how you look at it. The good doctor restarted my heart and managed to save me. She smuggled me out of the country, wanting to give me a chance at a new life, but I came back. Gotham always drags you back. I guess I still don't know when to quit on something. I've never been good at that. I'm pretty shit at that too, Jason offered. Fuck if he knew what else he was supposed to say. Do you want me to kill Black Mask? Spoiler threw a biscuit at him. Then she punched him in the arm. Then she let out a choked laugh. Fuck you, man, she said. Fuck you for asking me that. Fuck you for putting that on me. You're an asshole. Yeah, sorry. Thanks, though, she gave him a sad smile, for offering. It's not wrong to want him dead, you know, Jason said. What he did to you, what he's done to so many other people, is disgusting. What would help you? What do you want? There's no wrong answer. Forget about the rules and tell me what would make you feel safe. You can think about it for a few days if you need to. I don't need to think about it, she said. I've already thought about it. Of course I've thought about killing Black Mask, or asking you to do it for me. How could I not? And it's not even that I believe killing is always bad no matter the circumstances, or that I think the way you're cleaning up Crime Alley is wrong, but for me, When I became Spoiler, it was because I wanted to stop my C-list supervillain father. After he was put away, I chose to keep being Spoiler because I wanted to keep helping. Because I wanted to be nothing like my father. People look at me with criminal fathers, addict mothers, growing up in the wrong neighborhood with no money, and they're just waiting for us to fuck up, to prove their preconceived notion is right. I'm not giving those people the satisfaction. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to keep doing the right thing because I can, and because my father always did the wrong thing. But it's not just about my father. It's about me. I want to do the right thing so I can feel good about the choices I've made. I don't want you to kill Black Mask for me. I don't want people dead because of me, no matter who they are. I want Black Mask to be stopped, and I want him to pay for everything he's done, but I want to make that happen the right way, or the most right way possible. Black Mask doesn't get to change the way I handle things. I'm not giving him that kind of power. Jason ached over the parallels between them. He ached over all the alternate paths he could have taken after his death, before his death even. Jason had certainly not made all the right decisions. Not that he'd made all the wrong ones either. He still thought what he'd done in Crime Alley was necessary. But part of him wished he could be more like Spoiler with her determination to not let the shitty things that happened to her change her. He admired her. He didn't know what to say to her now. He didn't know how to explain how much he understood her childhood, or getting murdered by a psychopath. He didn't know how to explain how much he respected her choices or her determination. He didn't know what to say to her, but he knew what to do. I'm calling the Justice League, he said. What? Black Mask doesn't get to murder you and walk free. You don't want me to kill him? I understand, but we are going to stop him. And I'm calling in the big guns to make sure that happens, no matter what it takes, Steph. We're going to make sure Black Mask can never hurt anyone ever again. And we're going to do it the right way. Your way. I promise. She crashed into him. Belatedly, he realized it was a hug. Maybe she was crying. Maybe he was crying. No one would ever have to know. With Superman's hearing, tracking Black Mask wasn't an issue. It took 3 hours to catch him, 3 days to dismantle his entire organization, and 3 weeks to get him shipped off to a federal prison. The government liked to let Gotham's villains be Gotham's problem, but Black Mask had done enough crime over enough state lines to make him a federal problem. Being the control freak that he was, Bruce preferred to keep his villains close. But Jason knew keeping people like Black Mask near their power base, held back by the revolving door that was Arkham or Blackgate, was the worst thing to do with them. Most prisons didn't have regular breakouts. Not all of the rogues had to be Gotham's problem. Commissioner Gordon had agreed. Alright guys, and that is the end of Chapter 8 of The Right Substitution is Key by Addicted Apple. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you next chapter.